hour time. Dixon and Vining with you for one final hour before we hand things off to Skippy and Jimbo. The Skippy and Jimbo show.
We've renamed
Whatever that is.
Andrew McLean's The Line show to that. Skippy and Jimbo.
What does the line mean, by the way? Is it like he's...
You'd have to ask
Is
Andrew.
he walking the line? Does he...
He's drawing the line.
Is he standing in line?
Stand behind the
I
line.
need some answers here.
Jump over the
Don't
line.
cross this line.
Come on.
Skippy and Jimbo it is.
We're doing a line.
That's what? Hey, hello.
Can we get our voice guy to do a couple
know.
of those and we just pop them in without them knowing it?
That would be funny.
Skippy and Jimbo. Weekdays on Talk 99.5.
Can you see their faces? That's
Oh,
hysterical.
my. I think John Bird would find it funny.
Maybe John Bird could put together something.
No, you're asking him to do extra work.
All right,
He
never
doesn't
mind.
have
That was a bad
problem.
idea.
It's not going to happen.
Forget it.
He can barely do the job he's been given. Why must you be so mean?
I don't know, Richard. Why should you?
Can't
be?
help myself. I
know.
cannot help
He's
myself.
back. He's back, and you're just so elated.
I am,
that
actually.
The jokes keep coming.
Related to have his punching bag back?
That's right.
That's kind of
Absolutely. The number of times that I wanted to say something mean about John Bird while he wasn't working here, and I was just like,
You can't do that.
You're literally kicking him in when he's down.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's back.
It's easy because your foot's right down there, right next to him, and that's what makes it. But yeah. Sorry. Let's talk about Mr. Bugs, MRBUGGS, MrBugs.com. They know what bugs you. If you have a need to get the insects out of your home, pest control, they handle that. You got small rodent problems, they handle that. You've got a termite bond situation, they handle that. You got mosquitoes in the backyard. Oh, they're going to start taking off. I saw my first mosquito last week. I was like, no, this is not happening. It's happening. Mosquito reduction. I get the whole package. They bundle it all together for me. They come by to the pest control once every 3 months. They do the termite bonding and the small rodent control. And every month they come by and spray for the mosquitoes. It's a really wonderful experience. I love being outside. I love my backyard. I love doing like landscaping and mess around out there. Not being eaten alive by mosquitoes is wonderful. You should try it. Just do what I did. Say, I'm going to do it 1 year, and if it doesn't do anything for me, I can't live without it now. Mr. Bugs, MRBUGGS.com, MrBugs.com. They know what bugs you. 941-6252 locally. Paramount Plus is eating it with Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Apparently a ratings disaster. They have the first ever gay Klingon in a dress. They have a queer love triangle plot. You know, did they not get the memo on woke TV?
They didn't.
Apparently not.
No, they didn't. Just make good movies. You know, what happened to the days you had a great storyline, a great plot, and you build toward that plot. And now it's like, no, we're going to force this on you. You're going to learn all about this, and you too, kids. We'll throw you in there as well.
And
they don't. They keep doing this, and then people go, well, I'm not taking my kid to this.
You're doing this with an audience that is already kind of set, you know? Like Star Trek has its own audience. And there are people who are, they'll pick Star Wars or Star Trek. There are people who love them both. I don't know that there's anyone that loves them both equally. I think most everybody leans one way or the other. But this is a set audience, and this audience has already expressed to you, I'm not interested in your little gay love affair plot. I'm not interested in having a trans Vulcan. In fact, these people would laugh at the very concept of a trans Vulcan because, not Vulcan, but a Klingon. Because
absolutely.
Klingons are warriors, and they would have killed this kid in the womb if they'd known that it was going to be a bearded Klingon wearing a dress. He wouldn't have made it, to the age of 6.
That's why it doesn't fit the whole narrative of the movie. They're not.
Of course not.
They're just way jumping.
Yeah, they're
off the cliff.
Completely out of line.
Right.
There is a truly great sketch from Saturday Night Live when William Shatner was the host, and it had to do with him at a Star Trek convention. And he was just picking on the people there. It was like John Lovitz with his little Vulcan ears, and he's like, you've got to be in your 30s. Have you ever been on a date in your life? I mean, he's just ripping these poor people apart for being, goofy, nerdy Star Trek fans. But this is who they are, and they speak Vulcan, They know everything about the show. If you've ever seen Galaxy Quest, Justin Long plays probably the ultimate fan of that television show. There are Star Trek people who are like, well, I know the bridge of the Enterprise, and I know how that works, and I know where what every deck is, and you're just like, oh my God, you're invested in this. They turn this stuff on, and they go, nope, click.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of them do.
Yeah, insane to me that they thought that they could get away with
Once
this.
again, they don't know their audience.
No.
Is part of it.
Yeah.
You don't know who your audience, who's your base.
They are getting beaten now, and again, it's a streaming platform, so it's not you're not really going head to head. But new shows are being beaten by streaming shows that are 2 seasons old. Like, wow, that's how little people want to watch this.
They're not interested.
They'll go back and watch
Yeah.
something else.
And I don't
so
know why those that are making this don't understand that. They just keep
they're
trying
going
to shove the toothpaste back in the tooth.
Dave texted in and said, watch the first 2 episodes of Star Trek Academy show. It was crap.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to eat it on this one. It'll be off the air before long. They can't sustain this.
Just
Maybe
tell
they'll
a
get
good
it.
story, do what Star Trek does best, which is go explore different places and leave it alone.
Yeah, one of the things I always liked about Star Trek as a kid was the fact that they didn't preach to you. They just had a black woman and an Asian man and a Russian guy and an American guy, actually Canadian, but that's neither here nor there, and a Vulcan, all on the bridge at the same time. They didn't curse. There was a chain of command. They all wore the same snappy outfit. It worked in a very quiet way to sort of push the narrative that they were trying to push, which is we're all equal. And one day we're going to get to the point where this won't be weird. Because it was 1968. It was kind of weird to have a black female on the bridge along with everybody else. Like, that was sort of unusual. But when you grow up watching that, you know, of course, black females are empowered and great and can do anything they want to. I saw Uhura do it on Star Trek. And so it sort of builds into your world that way. So the need to get preachy with this show is just, it's antithetical to what Star Trek was actually all about. Luke Hughes was the brother who had to stay home from the Olympics. He was nursing a shoulder injury.
Oh,
Yeah,
a shame. His 2 brothers there, and
Very-
he didn't make it.
he said he was quite impressed by what he saw there. Couldn't believe his brother scored the game-winning goal, the one that won the gold for them.
Hmm.
He said he was just completely overwhelmed. But, yeah, Quinn and Jack Hughes, the 2 brothers that made it. He is the older brother. Luke is the older brother who said he enjoyed the Olympics from the sofa.
Oh, sorry
That
that he
hurt.
couldn't be there. And how funny that Jack was there last night for the
Yeah.
State of the Union speech. You know, the whole hockey team didn't get the teeth fixed
No?
yet. No,
And-
they're not fixed.
Not enough time.
But I think there probably wasn't. But, you know, knowing Donald Trump, he probably could have said, I'll get you dentist real quick if
Yeah.
you want us to get that fixed. Meaning we got you a plane and got you a flight here. You know, but I think it added to the.
I'm surprised you didn't do what Steve recommended the other day, which was
Just-
show us the teeth. Open
Yeah,
your
come
mouth.
on,
Let's
smile.
see them.
Real big.
Let's see those. Look at the missing teeth. You got to love that. He sacrificed for his country. That's the kind of guy Jack is. I know him. I know him. He's a
I know him.
fantastic guy. Keith Olbermann, of course, was an idiot.
Needs to shut up.
He was being upset over the fact that Team USA was going to the White House.
Aw,
Why
poor
would
baby.
you be upset about that?
Well,
Why
the-
would anybody be upset over that?
No one should be upset about that. No one should be upset about Kash Patel being in the locker room either.
No.
At the end
They
of all
made
of
such a
that.
big deal out of it.
Oh, so stupid. You know, Keith was upset because the women couldn't make it. Apparently, women were all flying on separate planes. Believe it or not, there is a women's hockey league
There is.
in the United States of
I think
America.
It's called the WPHL.
Something like
Something like that.
Yeah. The Women's Professional Hockey League. Yes, that's it. And but they don't have the kind of money that the NHL has. Shocker. And yeah, so
Kind of like the WNBA. We're subsidized.
I believe that the men had a plane, a charter plane
Where they
that
all
they
were
took
on
back.
it.
Everybody
Yeah.
was on it, and so they could get it to one place, and then but the women were all traveling separately and going different places. They had already made their travel plans, and consequently, they couldn't go to the White House.
Yeah,
they wanted to.
Think they're getting ready for what? Training camp or something like that?
Well, they're going.
think
to
I
the-
heard.
They will be going to the White House at some point.
Good.
At least
Yeah.
some of them.
Well, they
will.
ought
I
to be
mean, you
honored
know,
as well. I mean, again,
absolutely.
they got the gold anytime you do that.
Absolutely.
Both teams. It just didn't work out that way. And they said early on they had scheduling conflicts, and everybody was like, "Well, that's because they invited the men first." And I don't think that was it. I think it's just what you mentioned, that
Yeah.
the entire team ended up, the men over in Miami because of the snowstorm up the Northeast. And so then Trump said, "Hey, let's just get you to the to D.C. for the State of the Union, and
How fun
that
would
just
that be,
worked
by the
out.
way? Yeah.
Oh,
And
God.
and how does Keith think that he's still relevant? I mean, he's been fired from every major
He's
job he's
not.
had.
Well, look, we're talking about him.
He's
So
still trying.
we should stop talking about him.
Well, because he says
Well, you notice we didn't quote
he
what
says
he said.
idiotic things
Yeah, that's
like
true.
this.
He does
Yeah.
say idiotic things like that. Stephen A.
He's
Smith
easy to
does
pick
too
on.
sometimes.
And thank you for being such an easy target, Keith.
Appreciate it. Sad news. Martin Short's 42-year-old daughter has passed away by her own hand, apparently struggling with depression. Hate that.
Committed suicide.
This was an adopted daughter, Martin Short and his late wife, Nancy Dolman. They were one of the great love stories of all time, by the way. And Martin Short is now, he's off the road from, he and Steve Martin were touring together again. And undisclosed or indefinite amount of time that he is going to take off now. And I don't know if Steve is going to try to go do these dates on his own. I doubt it because it's kind of a two-person show. But one of those shows was going to be here. I don't know if this one is going to come off or if this one is going to be canceled. We don't have those details yet. Horrible situation. Very sad to say. 42 years old.
Yeah.
Make it that far. And
You feel for this family.
yeah, it's I can't even imagine. I don't want to imagine. Thank you very much. 9:17 with Dixon and Finding the Birmingham RV Show is coming back to town. It's going to be fantastic. It's this weekend, 27th, 28th, and the 1st of March. If you are looking for a travel trailer, you're looking for a pop-up camper, you're looking for an actual RV or maybe a fifth wheel, they are loaded with them. The BJCC is absolutely slammed with these things from front to back, side to side. You literally can take the entire afternoon and you won't be able to see them all. Now, you probably already have an idea what you want, but you might show up and go, you know what, I think I just want a nice little tow behind. Wait a minute, I can afford a fifth wheel. Hold on, because these prices are going to be fantastic. Special show pricing on everything on the floor. Latest and greatest in RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, everything. Factory rebates, financing on the spot. They have a deal where every time they sell one, a bell ring, bang, and an angel gets its wings. But that is an amazing thing to be there and listen to that bell just going crazy as people are driving off the area with their brand spanking new RVs from the Birmingham RV Show. I'll be broadcasting live Friday from 2 to 6. Want to see you out there. If you can't make it that day, then stop by and see Spider-Man. He'll be there Saturday and Sunday. More details are available at rvsupershows.com, rvsupershows.com. Just drop by and say, hey.
923. Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Now on YouTube. You go to YouTube, go to Real Talk 995 TV. That's how you find us, Real Talk 995 TV. A lot of you have signed up, subscribed, and we're glad you're there. And you can check us out there. Also download our app so you can see us as well. Hey, Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group, they've got a terrific show on the weekend. Check it out maybe this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, same time, 2 to 3 p.m. on both days. It's about getting a plan together, a roadmap for you to get you where you want to go when it comes to investing in retirement. Now, don't glaze over. I know some people are like, yeah, one of these days I'll get to it. It is a new year, and if you haven't gotten this put together yet and put to bed, so to say, it's a really great idea to reach out to Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group. Just a fantastic group of guys that can customize a plan to get you where you want to go. And a lot of us think, oh, yeah, well, I can invest in this and that, and I'll get there. The market's doing well, and no worries here. It's about compiling everything together because there's much more than just the investments. It's about Social Security, health insurance. That's a big one right there. What are you invested in? Do you have things in the right places? Stocks, bonds. Where do you put all of this? Well, it's nice to know somebody like Danny Knowles because Danny is the expert in this. He'll put it all together for you. Just a short conversation with him. He'll figure things out for you. That's all it takes. So if you haven't done this yet, you don't have that financial plan, get together with Danny and get it done. Danny Knowles with the Knowles Group. That's Knowles. Their website is theknowlesgroup.com, theknowlesgroup.com.
It's Steve's turn.
So the 2026 season for the United Football League is coming up here real soon and going to look pretty different than in a couple of years past, including some movement of teams. There are 5 of the 8 teams that remain in the same places they were last season. Birmingham, Arlington, which, by the way, has changed its name to the Dallas Renegades, but they're still in the same location. D.C., Houston, and St. Louis. The other 3 teams have moved to the cities of Columbus, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, and Orlando, Florida. But on top of that, the UFL has decided they're going to play a little bit with some of the rules. And they've made some interesting adjustments. One of the bigger ones related specifically to something that we saw quite a bit of in the NFL last year. Very, very long field goals. I mean, at one point in time, we had one 60-plus yard field goal, and that record lasted for the better part of 40 years. Last year, we had 12 alone. So the UFL said, maybe we should try to incentivize this. So any field goal that is good from 60 or more yards now is a 4-point play instead of only 3 points. Okay, so we're going to test the kickers, see how they do. Think about this now. 3 of the kickers that are in the NFL that did this just last year used to play in the UFL, and 2 of them played right here in Birmingham. So, pretty cool. This one's going to seem familiar to everybody in this state. It's the 1 foot in rule. This is going to be just like college football. For this upcoming season, wide receivers don't need to get both feet on the ground inbounds to make a completed pass. Only 1 foot will do, just like in college. The UFL, however, will follow the NFL in at least one respect. They're going to revert back to their rule about penalties being committed in the red zone. It's going to result in the yardage being half the distance to the goal instead of the yards assigned outside of the red zone. Philadelphia Eagles have made famous this tush-push play in the NFL where the quarterback takes a snap and then has the running back and 5 or 10 or how many other people in the backfield pushing him for a yard or 2 in order to gain a quick first down or maybe a touchdown. Yeah, the UFL said, no, we're not going to allow that anymore. It's not going to happen in our league. Another one that could be interesting, no more punts once you cross the 50-yard line. Once your offense crosses the 50-yard line, your offense has to go for it on 4th down unless there are less than 2 minutes either left in the first half or the game. Then you can punt because, maybe you just want to pin your opposition back deep and hope your defense gets the ball back. Overtime going to be a little bit different too. Not like the NFL and not like college. A little bit more like college. And the offense is going to actually get 3 shots from inside the 5-yard line to score. Then the other team's offense gets a shot, 3 of them, from inside the 5-yard line. If it's still tied after both teams do that 3 times, it drops down to 1 attempt per team until a winner is determined. So you're going to figure out a way to score, period, end of sentence. Point after touchdown changes a little bit. Point after kick would take place from the 33-yard line like in the NFL. 2-point attempt takes place from the 2-yard line. You can also get a 3-point PAT attempt. If you decide to do that, you line up at the 8-yard line. We'll see whether or not these new rules affect the scoring and the offensive schemes as they go this season, as the Stallions, let me remind you real quick, are going for a 4th championship in 5 years. Maybe, if you claim to support a winner, you go support the Stallions. Just tossing it out there as a possibility.
Smiles, Steve.
Look, I like A.J. McCarron as a person, but he's never coached anything. So
It is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think losing Skip Holtz was a big, big loss for the Stallions. But I do love the fact that they're tinkering with the game. You know, basketball did this. You know, basketball. I think a 3-point shot from the American Basketball League looks like a pretty good idea. We ought to give that a tumble. Let's see if we could try that. You know,
Sure.
Sometimes those changes can really make the game a little more exciting.
Absolutely.
You know?
I'm still waiting for baseball to go to 3 balls and 3 strikes. I'm still waiting. Bowie Kuhn wanted to do that like 40 years ago, and they still haven't adopted it. I'm like,
It'd speed things up a little bit a little bit more. You'd
Kind of
eliminate one pitch.
kind of a cool idea. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, well, I will be watching the Stallions this year with bated breath, both on TV and in person, because I do love me some spring football. 9:30 with Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Stick around. There's a whole lot more where this came from. 936 Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. Lou Christie. When was that song written? Was that from the 60s or the 70s? I want to say it was a 1960s. It certainly feels like a 1960s song, doesn't it? Just trying to do a little Frankie,
Yeah.
little Frankie Valli sound alike. Maybe not. All right. Steve is investigating that
Yeah.
for us. Work Trucks is downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South. It's also as close as your computer. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. You can go peruse their entire inventory right there. They do a pretty good job of staying on top of it. You know, they bring a truck in, they run it through the 125-point inspection there at the service center. They make sure everything is brought up to speed, ready to go. If it needs new rubber, they put new rubber on. If it needs new glass, they do new glass, whatever it is. Get out the dents and the dings, and then they paint it white and put it on the lot ready for your logo. This is who they are. This is what they do. They've been doing it for better than 35 years in the same location and saving business people, small business people, large business people, people like you, money every single day for all that time. It's Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Work Trucks, where you can trade, finance, get an extended warranty. Work Trucks, 2324 3rd Avenue South, where they are all about trucks.
Released October 1965.
1965. I was 2.
Just a itty bitty baby.
Yes, indeedy.
Little child.
And we're still listening
Little
to it
itty bitty.
after all this time, 60 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Valerie's got a
That
birthday
song.
coming up, you know.
Yeah.
that?
Please don't remind me.
Don't really want me to?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Only throwing it out there because I know you're going to be gone on your birthday. We have to celebrate
You're
it.
gonna have to take the day off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got to celebrate it the previous Friday, I guess.
We do.
Yes.
We could just, pass over it.
But I'm not going to give you a cake because,
No, I don't need a cake.
that's right.
Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to say is you're really quite portly, and I'm not
Thank
going
you
to
very
feed
much.
that
Down
to
20.
you. Good for
I'm
you.
down 20.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, am all puffy because of steroids. I just
You'll
looked
be
at
all right.
myself
You
in the
gotta-
bathroom mirror, and I was like, I'm not eating that much. What? Oh, right, steroids. Right. Yeah, I
Well,
forgot.
let that, again, you need to do what you need to do to get yourself healthy and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
worry about the other.
I would rather have the steroid puff
Mhm.
and feel like I do right now than not and feel like I did over the last weekend, which was, for a minute there, I thought I was going to die, and then I was afraid I wasn't going to because I was like, you can take me anytime. I can't take this anymore. It was a bad weekend, man. The Supreme Court has unanimously rebuked a lower court's handling of what they're calling a Whole Foods baby food case, but they shouldn't call it that because that's exactly what the big to-do was about. Hain Celestial baby food apparently is full of heavy metals.
Yikes.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to give this to your baby.
That's right. AC/DC, Blue Oyster Cult is in there. They got some
If that was
Metallica,
it, it
Iron
wouldn't be
Maiden.
so
Iron
bad.
Maiden. Iron Maiden, true.
Yeah.
What
Motorhead.
happened is the parents of this baby that apparently had some developmental issues, and then they found out about the baby food being full of heavy metals, and they'd been feeding it to this kid because they thought, oh, it's organic and it's nice and it's supposed to be good, and et cetera, et cetera. So they sued Whole Foods and Hain Baby Foods. And the court said, no, Whole Foods shouldn't be in there. All they did was sell you the baby food. They didn't have any knowledge about it having heavy metals any more than you did.
They weren't they
Right.
weren't producing it.
That's why they were selling it, and you bought it, so we'll go after the producers who should have known better. And then the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, I believe, turned around and said, no, hold on a second. We think Whole Foods should be back on that. Or I might be having that backwards. It could be the first. I think the original court said, yes, you can sue them. The Fifth Court said, no. Don't sue Whole Foods. They have nothing to do with this. It ends up going to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says, yeah, don't sue Whole Foods. It's not them.
Not sure how you can hold them responsible.
Leave them alone. They didn't know about this, and it's not their fault that your baby is now all loaded with heavy metal.
What if the heavy metals were organic?
I would assume so. I don't think that they found their way in the manufacturing process. But you know what happens is the baby.
Well, then you go to, let's say the lettuce, the farmer that makes
Right.
the lettuce
Yeah.
that maybe used pesticides or something else.
What was going on in
It
there?
was heavy metal, so you may
Yeah.
have to go another layer. I don't know.
That baby's hands are, I guess, perennially stuck in the hook 'em horns position. It's just going to be sad.
no jokes.
No getting
This
away.
is a
No?
baby with
Oh.
developmental problems, and you're doing hook 'em horns. What's the matter with you, Richard?
You know what happens to babies with
Don't,
developmental issues?
don't.
Here it comes.
They become radio talk show hosts.
Listen, hit Richard up. It's Richard doing this.
A popular chicken finger chain is looking at another Birmingham area location.
All right, we need more chicken.
how-
More
Absolutely.
chicken in Birmingham.
How many more of these can
Come
we
on.
have?
We can't never have enough.
It's really
we
getting
love
taxed.
this
Zaxby's,
chicken.
Guthrie's, Raising Cane's.
It is Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's is looking at opening up in
Listen,
Trussville.
Can I just say, get the one on 280 open before you even start talking about Trussville, because this is taking forever.
Yeah,
I don't think it's still open. If you guys are traveling 280, I guess
No,
it's
next
been,
month sometime.
March.
I
They
mean,
said
come on.
March.
It's been sitting there. Let's go, chop.
Wow.
This is killing us.
So you're hungry, huh?
Yes.
Okay. It's the 20 pounds she's lost.
That's right.
You can
I
put
got
it
to
all
eat some
back
real
on
food.
and cane sauce.
That's right.
Every bit of it.
That's where I'm going every day for about 3 weeks.
Raising Cane's is supposed to be great. I've never had it. I have no idea.
I haven't either, so I
Okay.
don't know what I'm talking about.
But I know that it's another one of these places that sells basically just the chicken fingers, right? Like Guthrie's, and there's a couple of other places that they just specialize in chicken fingers. I'm kind of like, really?
Raising Cane's 280 slated to open Tuesday, March 10th.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll rush right out
That's
there.
where I'll go.
That's going to be your birthday.
Yeah, my birthday
Congratulations.
lunch.
Birthday
First in
lunch at
line.
Raising Cane's.
hmm Maybe they'll give it to me free, huh, Richard?
Sure.
Can I wish for that?
Good
bet.
luck with that.
Thank you.
There is a shortage of a popular Coca-Cola product. I don't know why they call it a popular Coca-Cola product because I've never heard of it. Topo Chico mineral water.
Topo
This is
Gigio?
the
Topo Chico.
Topo
Sure,
Chico?
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shortage of it here, or
Well,
Where?
I think you've seen this. I think if you saw they don't display a bottle of it or
Hmm.
whatever.
so
I
you
think
don't
if
know
you-
that we've seen it.
I
Hold
think
on.
if you've seen it, if you see the bottle, you would know what this is.
I'm going to type it into my search engine
Topo,
here.
T-O-P-O,
Uh-huh.
Chico,
Uh-huh.
Topo Chico.
Let's take a look. We'll just click on the images here and see what the Topo Chico looks
Topo.
like.
You've seen these. I'm trying to think where
No.
I've seen them.
I got nothing.
You may
Right
have seen
here.
them. I
These, right
don't.
there.
Yeah,
Topo Chico.
recognize
I
that.
got
You've
nothing.
seen those. Come on.
I have not. I am really blithely unaware of most of my surroundings.
Apparently so.
Yeah. I really don't recognize that at all. Anyway, it's interesting because who is like drinking bottled water from Mexico? That's the problem here. Is that
It's a Coca-Cola product.
exactly? But
Uh-huh.
they had to close the facility for upgrades there in Mexico. You know, if there's one thing Mexico's known for, it's its great water.
Sure.
Not.
They call it Montezuma's revenge for a reason.
That's
what,
why they
what
have
does
to-
everyone say when you go to Mexico? Don't
drink
drink
the
the water.
Well, maybe that's why they have this mineral water.
Mm-hmm. Company's
Because-
making upgrades to the source of the water and the manufacturing plant. CNN reported that the company had issues with its wells. According to a letter Coca-Cola sent distributors, production has slowed over the past 2 months because of problems with the wells in Monterrey, Mexico, the source of the water.
Okay,
They said
then.
the water is sourced exclusively from Sierra del Topo
Mhm.
Chico
Uh-huh.
in northern Mexico
Uh-huh.
since 1895.
Okay.
Refreshing and versatile, Richard.
Mhm.
It's
Versatile.
also available in original, twist of lime, twist of
Uh-huh.
grape, and twist of tangerine flavors.
I will rush right out and get some as soon as they start producing it again.
The fact that you can put the different flavors in it make it versatile.
That's what it says.
Otherwise, it's water.
It is water. Congratulations. You make water. Subway brought back its buy 3, get the 4th one free foot-long deal. So you'd have like the Subway card, and they would kind of take a little punch every time you get 3 and
Right.
the 4th one was free.
Right.
They did that for 2 months, and then they pulled the plug on it.
Okay, so
Thanks for nothing.
What's a foot long sub now going for? $10 or
I
something?
think we figured somewhere
What
around
is it?
13.
It's about $13.
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
I know.
We went from $5 foot long sub to 13.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can't even get a free one.
So now we're talking $36,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Am I doing
Well,
the
yeah,
math right?
if you're buying what, $39. if you're buying
39.
39,
Okay.
yeah.
We're that's right.
Get
Three.
that 4th one.
So 39
Mhm.
and the 4th. So you're paying $40 for
Mhm.
4 subs.
Mhm.
In essence, that's what you're getting. So now
Basically.
you're down to $10 a sub,
That's if
which is
you-
where it should be, or maybe a little bit less.
one would think.
Now,
I don't run a
How
sandwich
does-
shop. I couldn't tell you.
You can't tell me that they were losing money based upon giving away one free sandwich out of 4.
I'm totally with you on this, Steve. Come
I-
on. You're charging $13 a sub. You can afford to give away one free.
I do not know. Sub Club terms and conditions on Subway's website show that the free 4th sub offer has been removed effective April 1st. And people who signed up for this thing are a little less than excited. One person responded on X, "Sorry, guys, I bankrupted Subway by claiming my one free footlong from the Sub Club."
Was
that doesn't sound right. Something's not right with this. Because again, I mean, if you maybe look at the meats that Subway uses on their subs, I mean, we're not doing boar's head or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the cost of that can't be through the roof. So again, almost $40 for 3 subs. You're telling me you can't give away one?
You know,
which lowers the price?
I mean, we talk about Subway as though it's an entity in a vacuum. How are things at Jersey Mike's? How are things at Firehouse Subs? I don't eat at any of these places, so I couldn't
right now,
tell you.
not. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't have any idea what subs cost at any of these places, so I'm the wrong guy to talk to about it. But Subway is clearly in trouble. I mean,
It sounds like it. Well, I told you my experience. I went to get that $3.99 wrap, $3.99. It was teeny tiny.
Yeah.
The amount of chicken that went on this sandwich was crazy small. I really just needed a snack, but it was think about it, $4,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of lettuce. Took one tomato and sliced it in half and put that on both sides and wrapped it up. I asked for some onion. He was like, "That's extra. We can't put that on there." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you really are in trouble, Subway."
The onion's gonna break you.
$3.99, and it was tiny. I was like, okay, it really is like a snack wrap,
Mm-hmm.
is what it is.
Yes, indeedy.
I mean, I got what I wanted, but I was like, could you put some onion? No, we can't do that. That's an add-on. These sandwiches don't come with add-ons.
No
I was
add-ons
like,
for you.
Whatever. Publix is right next door. I'll go buy an onion.
There you go. Uncrustables launching a new flavor in the spring.
Mm.
Fans are supposedly excited.
Are we?
I don't know.
Are they?
What's the flavor?
Burston Blueberry.
Oh,
Peanut butter and blueberry spread sandwich.
okay. We'll
Peanut
take
butter
it.
and blueberry.
Yeah. Once
Mm.
again, we need to
All right.
make a trip through the Smucker factory out there in McCalla. Let's
I
go.
don't know. All right.
Field trip.
We'll
Do you
call them.
suppose, we need to call them and see if they do that.
You guys do tours?
Maybe that's what we would do instead of
we do
the
tours?
food thing that we do. We go once a week and do a tour at different businesses.
We flipped a coin. It was between you and Burger King.
Oh no.
You can't judge which one is best if you tour businesses.
I guess not.
We can tour. We can
We
judge.
can say who gives the best tour.
Barbie.
I think it's
There
going to
you
be
go.
Bud's
Yeah.
Best with that train in there. They
Oh,
win.
who doesn't love the train?
Oh my gosh, that
Uh,
wins.
9:49 with Dixon and Vining. The Alabama Men's Clinic is helping you get right back in the game if you have been struggling with low T and you don't even know it yet. You know, it just comes down to you're starting to get in the middle-age spread. You're having difficulty putting on muscle. You're having difficulty taking off weight. You're having difficulty waking up in the morning and getting going. These are all signs that you are struggling with low T. There are others as well. You can find out more about them at alabamamensclinic.com, alabamamensclinic.com. 598-7000, the telephone number. Call and make an appointment. The initial consultation will set you back all of $99, and you will find out while there whether or not you do, in fact, have low testosterone. And if you do, the best possible way to get that right back up where it needs to be. What a game changer it is to have the right amount of T. It's Alabama Men's Clinic, powered by Men's Pro. Begin changing your life. Begin changing your life for the better almost immediately with a call to the Alabama Men's Clinic, 598-7000, or online at alabamamensclinic.com. Why is it Lou Gramm never had another solo hit? Because this one was really good.
Great.
I mean, I love this song so much. I'm just like, oh, Lou, didn't you have a second one in you, brother?
Nope.
It's a shame. It is Dixon of Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Michael, we have to block you now forever. You hit hey now early.
Oh,
Yep,
really
that's
early.
it for you.
That's 5 minutes. Oh, my goodness, Michael.
Susie says Lou Christie was at every Shower of Stars show in the 60s. Shower of Stars was WSGN, I believe.
Yeah.
They used to put on these shows in the 60s, and then they would bring out like 12 acts. It was crazy. And each one would do 1 or 2 songs. And that was just the way concerts went back then. How cool. Topo Chico is the best of the sparkling waters. Expensive but worth it, says Natalie. You're paying for Mexican water. Okay. Topo Chico is used for making ranch water, basically tequila, lime, and sparkling water, says Rob G. I have no idea. If you want to go on a nice tour, go on the Bourbon Trail. Jim Beam is a great place. See, and you'll never forget the aroma from the barrel houses. It is absolutely ambrosia.
When did we talk about bourbon?
We
get
did.
into
He was
bourbon?
talking about
Or just-
tours.
Oh, tours.
You were talking about
Okay.
tours.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Jim.
I toured 2 different distilleries while I was in Dublin because that was apparently the tour I signed up for. They
Gotcha.
were like, well, you look like a drunk. Let's send you out here.
I did the Corbel tour out in California
Oh, yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it'd been, this is one of those champagne families that
Yes.
had been out there forever and
It's
ever.
only
and it was
champagne
like-
if it comes from the Champagne region of France.
Yes, right.
This
Okay,
was
what is-
sparkling wine.
Sparkling
wine.
wine.
Well, they put champagne on the bottle, so
those
you need to talk to them
bastards. I
about
will.
that. Don't
I'm
talk to me about
I'm
it.
going to have a chat with
That's
them
on them.
immediately.
Lee and Susie say that Shower of Stars was on VOK.
VOK. Okay, yeah.
That was our station.
WVOK, now WJOX.
Mhm.
690 WJOX. Let's do this.
Dixon and Vining's question of the day.
Here it is. Ruin a movie title by adding the words "in my pants" to it. Ruin a movie title by adding the words "in my pants." Steve West.
Saving Private Ryan in my pants.
Ooh. Valerie Vining.
How to Train Your Dragon in My
Okay,
Pants.
all righty.
There you go. There's some guy out there that goes, wow, what's wrong with that? That actually sounds... Never mind.
Yeah, okay, Steve. How about you, Richard?
I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying there's probably somebody.
I was just like, that one's the perfect one right there.
How about that thing you do in my pants?
Oh.
What are you doing?
I don't know. You're doing something, obviously. Well, I got some good ones online. Larry says True Lies in my pants. Mona says, for the love of U.S. men's hockey, Miracle on Ice in my pants. Actually, that would just be Miracle in my pants, really, because that was the name of the movie.
The miracle of shrinkage.
Richard says, Moby Dick in my pants. Stop that. Steel Magnolias in my pants. Gone with the Wind in my pants, says Mike. I See You in my pants, says Gerald.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I See You is a great movie, by the way. Chase says, I Know What You Did Last Summer in my pants. Max says, let's go for the obvious. Anaconda
Well,
Sure.
in
there
my
it is.
pants. There we go. Chainsaw Massacre in my pants. Yikes. Psycho in my pants. John, what's wrong with you? Under the Yum Yum Tree in my pants.
Oh.
Rise of the Empire in my pants. Here's Molly. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in my pants.
That was a good one.
Yikes. The Thing in my pants, says Sharon. Nice.
Oh.
Back to the Future in my pants. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in my pants. Tootsie in my pants. Pete.
Well,
It in my pants. Jaws in my pants. The Fast and the Furious in my pants. Big in my pants. Thank you, Lee. Oh, brother, where art thou? In my pants. Ant-Man in my pants. King Kong in my pants. Remember the Titans in my pants. The Untouchables in my pants. Pretty Woman in my pants. The Shakiest Gun in the West in my
Oh,
pants.
there it is.
Uh-huh. Old Yeller in my pants. And Waterworld in my pants. That's it for us. We are out of here. Back tomorrow, dark and early, 6 a.m. Talk at you then. Skippy and Jimbo up
Bye.
next. Bye-bye now.